You are a porter, charged with carrying provisions and treasures for the adventurers. However, after defeating the dungeon boss, your team fell in a trap and died, but don't worry, the clerics are already working on resurrecting them. Now you are alone, with a bag full of provisions and treasure, but fighting is not your specialty, and you have a full dungeon in front of you. Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining me playing The Journey Back, another one-page RPG of the gem. It is made by Castelo Arcano, and I've already checked the Castelo Arcano's each page. There are some other very interesting titles like The Old Guard, an RPG about aging adventurers, so I will definitely check this one. But today, The Journey Back, where, as you could hear, we will play this porter who just lost the adventurers party, and still we have to go home with the treasures, hopefully. And it says that it is a solo RPG about stealth, intelligence, and elaborate plans, where your character must think quick to reach home with all the treasure. So it is designed to be a solo TTRPG, not just a solo option of another RPG. First of all, we have to create our character. It says that give it a name, and as this is kind of an NPC, I went with the name Bob, and every character starts with 10 life points and 5 treasures left by the heroes, I guess. And this is the original character sheet coming from the game. So it is just one page with all the rules and with this little character sheet and with its illustration too. So the character's picture is also from the game, and we have another drawing. That's what we can use today. And the other thing of character creation, so we have a name, we have 10 life points and 5 treasures, and we can choose 2 equipment kits and 5 items. I have the list here because I cannot memorize all the skills, all the functions now we have. How it works. We can use the equipment kits many times, but we can use the items only one time, and all the items are equivalent to equipment kits. So, for example, the ancient mat imitates the investigation kit, the invisibility potion imitates the sneaking kit, so that's how I've chosen 2 equipment kits to use again and again. It is a first aid kit and a sneaking kit, useful as we are not strong fighters at this moment. And I've chosen, of course, 5 other type of items, so as you can see, I didn't choose the invisibility potion, which is the equivalent of the sneaking kit, and the life potion, which is the equivalent of the first aid kit. And I didn't choose the skeleton key either. It is the thief kit, yes, used to unlock chests, and we can have 2 treasures instead of 1, but if we lose the roll, we won't have any treasures, so I think it is some kind of gambling, so I just went without the skeleton key. Creating a dungeon. A dungeon have a fixed number of floors. Roll 2d6 and add the results. This is the number of floors of this dungeon. So this is how I prepared a map. We have the surface with the grass and the birds. Hopefully we can reach it. And we can have 12 floors as we roll on a 2d6. We'll see how many floors we have today. So let's see. Here we have 2d6 and roll. 7. Okay, now we have 7 floors of this dungeon. We have to reach the surface from floor 7. Okay, how the gameplay looks like. Each floor have a theme, which defines the environment and help to define the type of monsters and traps you will find. That's how it starts, and there are some examples of themes. Desert, forest, castle, so on. I just made some counting, and we can use a d12 to make a random of this list. So 1 desert, 2 forest, 3 castle, and so on. And the 12th result is etc., meaning I will choose from the list. So first of all, we will have to roll on the theme, and it also says that we will find 3 events in each floors of the dungeon, and this is a d6 table for what we can find on each event. So that's why I made 3 boxes for each floor. What else do we have? We have actions. That's how the game will work. We have to use actions to move through these events. And we have monsters, of course, and this is a very interesting part. The monsters are much stronger than your character, so the best way to deal with them is to make they lose interest in you. So actually we won't fight in this game. We have different options how to do this. And we can meet merchants, and there is a very interesting, very important rule about spending treasures. We can, as you can see, this is the item list, we can buy different items and we can pay with the treasures our heroes found previously, so that's why we are starting with 5 treasures. And we can choose an equipment kit, so we can have not just an item but a permanent solution for challenges for all the 5 treasures. But the tricky part is when we are meeting a merchant in a dungeon, for the convenience of buying items in a dungeon, charge an additional treasure. So everything is 1 treasure more expensive than outside of the dungeon. So basically we cannot have instantly an equipment kit if we meet a merchant at the first room. So first of all, we need a theme from floor 7. Let's roll a d12 and let's see where we are. 10, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A cavern. Oh, a classic dungeon thematical level. So we have 3 rooms of cavern, which is because in each level, in each floor, we have 3 events. So let's roll our first event. What happens when we start our journey home? It is d6, 3, and it is a trap. You find the trap and must disarm it to advance. Each failure costs you 1 life point. Okay, we have a trap spell which can help us. So first of all, we have a trap here, and it doesn't have level or challenge level or anything. We just have to roll and use the actions rule, meaning if the result is equal or greater than 4, the action is successful, so 50-50, and we hope we can jump over this trap. We just seen our party, our heroes, fall into a trap and dying. And now we have the same challenge with all the treasures in our backpack. Let's roll for it. 3. It was an easier to solve trap, and we didn't die instantly, but we've lost 1 of our life points. So now we have a 9. Each failure costs you 1 life point when you find a trap. So we have to try until we are successfully over the trap. Second attempt. 6, great, okay. Now we successfully jumped over this trap and we can move to the second event of this cave floor. Let's roll for the event, d6. 2. It says it is a merchant. You find a merchant and can trade your treasures for items, but the cost is 1 additional gold. We still have everything what I've already chosen in character creation phase. So yeah, and the treasures are really great against the monsters to decrease the interest of a monster by 2, so I don't want to buy anything. This was the second event, so it was a merchant. And we can move for the third event. What will it be? 3 results. 3. Oh, it was the trap. Okay, we have a trap again. We are more careful now because we've seen our heroes losing their life, fall into a trap. Now we faced another trap and we are prepared. Let's roll for it. Jump over the spit. Oh yeah, okay. We jumped over this pit and we are over the first floor. I'm in the 7th floor. So we can move up and let's see the theme of floor 6. It is a d12 roll. And the result is 10. Was it the same? Yeah, 10. 10 was the cavern. Okay, so we have another floor of cavern. And let's see the first event of this floor. D6. 1. Monster! You find a monster. Okay, now the first monster of the game. Let's imagine what kind of monster is it. Actually, it can be anything in a cavern. Let's say goblins. First of all, when you find a monster, you must roll 1d6. This is the level of interest this monster have on your character. Okay, maybe it is just one goblin. And the level of interest is 4. And we have to find out how to move through this room. We can just narrate simple attacks or simple tries how to move next to the goblin through the room. We can choose to use treasures. 1 treasure is decreasing the interest of a monster by 2. We can use environmental elements. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Using environmental elements against the monster, decrease the monster interest by 2 or narrate the result depending on the narrative. For example, a monster made of ice melts when falling on lava. Great example, and I really like this freedom of creativity I can have with this game. Now I just have to find out something. So let's say this goblin is really interested on what treasures do we have. So at first I just try to hide the treasures and move through the room, slowly walking a bit cool. Let's roll for this. 6, okay, now it loses the interests by 1. Now it is level 3 of 4. What will be our next action? We would drop a treasure to lose some interest, but it is just for 2 point of levels, so it is still not enough. I have to find out something. Okay, we are being cool, walking, and I successfully hid the treasures from the goblin seeing it, so let's just move on with the same method. 6 again! Okay! The goblin is losing interest. Maybe I'm just an average porter, not holding anything specific or anything valuable. Maybe it thinks that I just have rations. And finally, now I would like to use 1 treasure just to be sure to get over this goblin. So I drop 1 treasure. Now I have 4. It says that in the place of you can also use 1 treasure to decrease the interest of a monster by 2. So actually it goes down to 0, and this is how a fight looks like. We are over this goblin, and where is the treasure? Yes, all monsters live close to a treasure. When the monster interest reaches 0, your character take advantage of the moment to grab the treasure, increasing your total treasure by 1. So, while we dropped something for the goblin, we had a chance to get something in exchange. Now we have again 5 treasure points, and we are over the first monster, so we can move to the second event of floor number 6. Let's roll for it. 5, here it is. Let's see what is 5. Environmental challenge. There is some type of environmental challenge in your way, like a flood, lava, collapse bridge, a complicated climb, etc. Each failure costs you 1 life point or 1 treasure. At least it's our choice. Okay, what can be this environmental challenge in a cavern? I guess that there is a corridor, a narrow corridor. This will be. We have to crawl over it with all our treasures and the items, so it is not an easy task just going through by ourselves. So let's see. It is a standard environmental challenge, so we have to roll greater or equal or greater than 4. I don't want to use, I guess, something special. Yeah, let's just roll for it. 1. Okay, that was a totally unsuccessful try. I guess our little cart is stuck in this narrow corridor, so we have to try it again. And this time, hopefully, we will be more lucky. So with 8 life points, another roll. 4, okay, great. Now, for the second try, our little Bob could move through this narrow corridor and arriving to the third event of this floor, the 6th floor. So the third event is... Oh, a monster! Yes, a monster. You find a monster. Okay, another goblin. We are in the same level, so I can go with it. But we have to define its interest level, because it can be different every time. Oh, now it is 5. It is a very interested little goblin. Okay, we have treasures, we have a sneaking kit. What to do with this goblin? I'd like to use the throwing knife. It imitates the combat kit, one usage, but we still have 5 floors to climb. Yeah, I will do it. Let's see. So, the throwing knife, this is what I use. Now I don't have a throwing knife anymore. And if an equipment kit or an item help in your action, you will roll 2d6 and use the best result. So, Bob throws his knife and I didn't roll with 2, but it is still enough. So, the goblin has a little bit less interest. And now we just try to move next to the goblin. Oh, we failed it. The goblin is really interested in our treasures. Still have 7 life points. So I don't want to lose treasures at this point. Oh, do we lose 1 life? No. When you fail in an action against a monster, you lose 1d3 life points. Okay, now I used only 1 life point, so let's roll d3. It is a 1, okay, so it is still the same. And from this time I have to remember that when we are in a fight with a monster, we have to roll for damage, basically. Okay. Let's try something else. What can we do? You can also use 1 treasure to decrease the interest of a monster by 2. Yes, this is what I would like to do. So now we have 4 treasure at this point, and the interest is a little bit less. Actually, now only 2. Okay, now the goblin is still with the dropped treasure, so we can try to sneak again, just pass this goblin. Oh, it is not enough. Now I have to roll for damage. 4, so it is 2 life points. And this goblin still has 2 level of interest. Let's say we just try this again. I still have 5, half of the life points. Let's go with it. Just passing this goblin. Yes, okay, it is not the end of the fight, but at least we successfully decreased the increase level by 1. And try it again. Let's just move out of this room. We are almost over it. Yes. Okay, now the goblin is there, but we are not there anymore. We left this floor and we can move to floor number 5. Okay, after 2 floors of caverns, let's see with the D12 what is the theme of the next floor. 5, it is something new. 1, 2, 3, 4, a beach. A beach, okay. Here we have a full floor of beaches. So let's roll for the first event. 3, it is a trap. Oh, okay, it is a sand pit. running sand, how we call it. You know, when your leg is just trapped in the sand and you feel you cannot move away. Okay, let's do we have anything? Trap spell. Let's just try to move through it. Each failure costs you 1 life point. So now I stop. I try to be calm a little bit, not too worried, and centimeter by centimeter I pull up my leg. Yes, it was a successful roll. So now the first trap is behind us, and we can move to the second event of the beach floor. It is a merchant. You find a merchant and can trade your treasures for items, but the cost is 1 additional gold. Okay, we have the merchant here, and what is the price of what was it? The throwing knife. I would like to buy a throwing knife. Oh, it is just 1 treasure. I mean 2 treasures while we are here. Oh, I didn't catch the treasure for the goblin. And for 2 treasures we can buy a throwing knife, which gives us advantage. Yeah, let's do this. So now we have 3 treasures and the throwing knife again. Bye-bye merchant. Let's move to the third event of this beach floor. 6. What is the 6th result? Item. You find an item. Oh! How many items do we have in the game? 8. Let's roll what we find. It is a D8. 1, so we found an ancient map. Okay, we have 2 ancient maps. Okay, what is the ancient maps for? Imitates the investigation kit, which is used to find positive events. In a success, you can choose to find a chest, an item, or a merchant. Can only be used once per floor. Okay, so we still have 1 event for this floor, so I would like to use this ancient map. It says that there was something strange in a success. So we have to roll if we can use this ancient map correctly, and if we succeeded, then we can choose to find a chest, an item, or a merchant. Okay, so let's use this freshly found ancient map and let's roll for it, if we can use it. Oh, it's a failure. Maybe it was a fake map, like the pirates' fake treasure maps. Okay, then we just move to the next area, yes, and roll for another event. So what will be our third event? Number 3, it is a trap again. Okay, it is totally the same as the first level, the first floor, I mean the 7th one. So we have a trap. Bob was so happy seeing that he's almost over this floor and moving up that he ran into another sand pit. So now we have to save ourselves. Let's roll for it. 4. Okay. We are over the trap. And we can move to floor number 4. Let's see what is the next theme. Oh, it is D12, sorry. 6. And the 6th result is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A volcano. Ooh, we are moving to a volcano. Now we have a full floor of lava, so we have to roll for the first event. What is here? Oh, it is a monster? Yes, it is a monster. Okay, what can be the monster in a lava environment? Side note. It was a so good example that the environmental solution can give, yes, here it is, can gives us 2 points, so the monster losing interest by 2, and the monster made of ice melts when falling on lava. But when I think about what kind of monsters can live here, I cannot imagine an ice monster living here. Let's find out. Maybe it's a fire imp. Yes, I just see these fiery background pictures, and let's go with a fire imp. What is its interest level? 2. Okay. Maybe this imp has seen many adventurers here. Or porters. Okay, I just want to move next to this imp and pass this room. Okay, at first it was a success, so now it started losing its interest, and we need another success roll. 4. Okay, it was an easy fight. I just don't want to use the word fight for these, because these are not fights. So we just saw the imp saw us, and Bob, just being cool, moved through this room, this chamber of lava. Okay, let's see the next event of this floor. 5, which is an environmental challenge. There is some type of environmental challenge in your way, like lava, as we can see. Lava spitting. You know, when the lava is boiling and it spits these little rocks and burning stones around itself. So we have to avoid it. Let's roll for it. 4. Okay. Now, Bob, maybe this environment is comfortable for Bob, being here in this volcano. Okay, it was a quick success. Oh, and I didn't get the treasure for the fire imp. Now we have 4. Okay. And the third event of this volcano floor. 5, what was? Environmental challenge again. Okay, now maybe lava flood. Between Bob and the stairs to floor 3, there is a huge pool of lava, and we have to jump over it. Let's try. 4. Okay. This was the best floor for Bob, the best results of rolling. So now we are on floor 3. Yes, on floor 3. So let's roll for the team. 2. So it is a forest. Here we have a full floor of forest. Let's see the first event of this floor. Oh, it is a d6. 2. So we meet a merchant. And I just remember that we have a first aid kit, meaning allow you to attempt a recovery action. In a success, you recover 2 life points, can only be used once per floor. So it is a good time to use it, because it is reusable, and I totally forgot about it, that I can use it once in each floor. So basically we have plus 2 life points in each floor after a successful roll. So let's do it now. A roll for healing. Yes, okay, it was successful. So now we have 7 life points. Great. And we can move to the second event. I don't want to buy anything from this merchant. So the second event is a trap. A trap. Ooh, it is a forest. Maybe there are some... yes, there are some hunters living down there. If you know the anime series... what was it when, they find monsters in the dungeons and they cook it and they eat in the dungeon. So that's how I imagine that there is a hunter living down here in the floor of the forest, and it set up some bear traps. Yes, to catch the dinner. Okay, let's see if we have... Yes, we have a trap spell, but still we have 2 more floors. Let's just try to avoid this trap. 3. It wasn't successful. What is the result of a failure? Cost you 1 life point. Okay. We still have 6 life points. Let's use this trap spell. It means that we will have an advantage, so we can use 2 d6s. Let's roll. Now both are successful. Okay. So we are over the trap, and we can move to the third event of this forest floor. And this is, it was, yes, the merchant again. Okay. It is maybe a floor full of people. I mean, more people than, for example, in the lava volcano floor, as we've met two merchants and we've seen a trap set up by a hunter, we guess. Okay, I still don't want to buy anything, so Bob, let's move to floor number 2. What is the theme of floor number 2? 2? It is... Oh, it is a forest again. Okay, let's go with it. So another floor, floor number 2, full of forest. Let's roll for the first event. 1. Oh, is it a monster? It is a monster. Okay, what monster? We are in a forest, the average animal monsters will do it. So it is a bear, let's say. Let's see what is the bear's level of interest. 2. Okay. It is kind of a peaceful, not so interested bear. How to solve this situation? Trying to be cool and just pass the bear. Eee! The bear is more interested now, as seeing us moving. We still... Oh, we have to roll for damage. 1, okay. Okay. So we still have 5 life points. And... What to do? Using the throwing knife or... Oh, I can drop a treasure. Yes, I will drop a treasure. It will decrease the monster's interest by 2. And in the meantime, I will grab the bear's treasure. So it will be the same at the end for treasures. But the bear is totally lost the interest in going for us because Bob just dropped the treasure and the treasure was so shiny that the bear instantly went for the treasure. Okay, let's see the next event of floor number 2. 3. A trap. Another bear trap. Let's say another bear trap. This time we already used the trap spells and we don't have a trap kit. So this time we have to solve this situation by ourselves. Yes, and it was successful. Okay, we've seen the trap in time to avoid it. Let's see what is the third event of this floor. 3. Is it a trap? Trap again. Okay. We've already met a bear, so it makes sense for the hunter to place these traps. We still don't have anything to help, so just try to avoid the trap. Yes, okay, we are really comfortable moving through a forest area and we arrived to the final floor before the surface. So let's roll a theme for floor number 1. This floor will be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A pirate ship. Ooh. Let's say that the surface is not so grassy. I drew it at first. We will reach the surface in a coastal environment. So we are almost out of the dungeon. We are almost reaching the surface when we find a sunken pirate ship. And we can move through it to reach the surface. Yeah, this will be our story. Here we have it, an abandoned sunken ship, and we can roll for the first event if we don't want to use... Yes, I want to use the first aid kit. We have a first aid kit. I see this is a very useful kit, as each level we can start with the healing. So we have 7 life points and still 4 treasure. Bob is a smart little guy. Okay, let's see the first event of this pirate ship floor. 3, meaning trap. Okay, the pirates set up a trap to defend their treasures, let's say. Let's see if we can pass this trap easier. Oh, it is just 3, so we almost see the trap, but it was a little bit too late, and we've lost 1 life point because of, well, let's say it's a dart trap. And we can try it again to move through this part of the ship. 2. Ouch. Okay, 5 life points. Okay, let's try it again. 6, yes. Great. Okay, so we passed this trap and we can move to the second event of this floor. It will be 5. Environmental challenge. What kind of environmental challenge can we have on a pirate ship? Let's say there are, as this is a sunken and broken ship, maybe there are some debris here and there, and it is dangerous to move through it. So this is our environmental challenge, and we do something? No. What the provision does? Provision. Imitates the exploration kit used to face environmental challenges. Okay, I will use the provision against this environmental challenge, and this means we will have advantage. Let's move through the debris. Oh, even with the item we had, it is a failure. And what happens here? Each failure costs you 1 life point or 1 treasure, your choice. Okay, we just have 1 more event before the surface, and I am sure I want to survive. So I drop a treasure. Let's try to move through the debris again. Now we have some experiences failing. Yes, okay. We've learned through the experiences how to move through. Okay, and the final event of this game, which is a monster, of course. Yes, you find a monster. It is the undead captain of the ship. Yarr! Let's call him final boss. And as it is a pirate, I can imagine he's interested in our treasures. Level 5, yeah. We have 3 treasures and 5 life points. Let's be smart, and we have throwing knife. Let's throw this knife at first, meaning we will have an advantage for an attack roll. So we try to throw this knife, and it is a success. Yes, okay. So now the captain's interest level is only 4. Now I can imagine that we are throwing this knife to another direction. I mean, we are not attacking the pirate captain. We don't want more interest. So we threw the knife to an opposite direction, and the pirate captain just looking for the noise. Yeah, the source of the noise. Okay, still 4 life or 4 level of interest, what he has. Let's just try to move away. Just a simpler roll. Yes, great. Okay, Bob outsmarted this pirate captain. Now it has only 3 level of interest. Let's try this again. 2. Okay, now we have to roll these 3, losing life points. Okay, it's still a 1. So we still have 4 life points. Great. And still have 3 treasures, and the captain still have 3 level of interest. Let's just try to move away. Oh. Okay, 1 life point from us again. Now we have 3. As we will have this 3 damage after losing a turn, and I only have 3 life points left, the situation became risky. I will go with dropping 1 treasure for sure. Now we still have 2 treasures, and the pirate captain seeing, something shiny, and instantly losing interest. But still we are there, and it still sees us. I believe Bob, being a porter, thinking that My life is more precious than any of the treasures. So, Bob drops another treasure, and still he has one left. And with this, the pirate captain is fully losing its interest, and Bob can move out of this pirate ship and go up to the surface, reaching the coast with one treasure, without any heroes or an adventuring party. Yes, we did it. We did it. It was kind of an average game, if I can say, with the seven floors. At first, I thought that it can be a very quick game with just 2 floors, but it can be really challenging with 12 floors. So I am happy with this 7 result at the very beginning. And we have different environments and different themes, despite we have some similarities. It was an interesting game, and I guess we rolled everything. Oh, we didn't roll a chest. Yeah, as I see now the options, we rolled monsters, many monsters. We rolled some merchants. We found many traps, too much traps maybe. We had environmental challenges, and we found an item at one point. So yeah, the chest was the only thing missing from this game. It was interesting and enjoyable, and actually I want to try it again and want another game instantly. And now, as we are in the surface, we can use this chart to spend our treasures and being more prepared for the next run, I guess. So this is the basic price list, and if we meet a merchant, as we've met some merchants here and there in the dungeon, everything is +1, so it makes sense only if we can kind of upgrade ourselves. And I see that an equipment kit is 5 treasure, so now we have 1, and I can imagine kind of campaign for Bob that this one treasure stays at home, and now we are looking for another adventuring party. We go down to a dungeon, and unfortunately our party will die, and we have to go through the surface again and again. So this is how this game can be replayed and built to a whole campaign, that if we finally manage to collect 5 treasures, we can have another equipment kit. So we can go with more preparation, so Bob will be more prepared, and we won't use the items. I can imagine I will play it, and Bob finally, with all these kits, when after collecting it, it can be kind of a bigger goal of the game, or an achievement goal, that with all the kits, Bob becomes so strong and experienced, of course, because I see there will be many runs to collect all the kits, and I can imagine that at the end, the final reward is that the Adventurers Guild is calling for Bob and ask him to join as a fierce warrior to their guild, or something like this. Thank you for being here with me this time. I hope you enjoyed, and we had this colorful underground 7-level, 7-floor dungeon. I really like this output, this result of the game too. I suggest you to try it if you play any kind of games where you have a party and maybe there is a TPK, then you can pull out Bob, who can save the world, or at least some of the treasures, and actually he will be the one alerting the clerics or the healers of the town or the city that, hey, we have a dead adventuring party, go and wake them up. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time in the next one-page RPG. Bye!